All right, thanks for joining. This is Giuseppe Marzelli. I am the co-founder and head of the VP of Business Development at Ovation CXM. Today, we're going to have a really good public sales webinar about the payment products that we have been marketing across our social channels. One being Vivid POS, which is a really good agnostic point of sale, good replacement for Zuza, Lightspeed, Vend. I know a lot of you have been kind of kicked out of those reseller relationships, along with the AEVI Smart Terminal products. So AEVI is a great product if you are looking for a replacement for Clover Flex, Point. We have run out of Point hardware, it seems, in our channel. They're only really focused on their GoDaddy and I believe a WorldPay channel. But for the Boomtown, which is now Ovation CXM reseller channel, there is really no hardware available for Point. During this webinar, if you have any questions, feel free to chat them in, and then there's a Q&A button. When you chat in those questions, we'll answer around the 30-minute mark. We're going to try to keep this around 30 minutes, and we're going to wait till the end for all questions. And then also, just a heads up, this is recorded. If you did register, you will get a recording. You'll also get the deck that we're going to show here. I'm going to go over quickly just an agenda. Give me 1 second. And so this is going to be, again, if you have a sales mind like myself, you know, to keep your attention for 30 minutes or more is tough. So we're going to try to keep it 30 minutes. And then we're going to set up additional demos, and we're going to give you contact information for each of these individuals in these groups, so you can reach out to them directly and set up demos for your sales teams. Both of them have really good sales support teams, and so that's actually one of the reasons that I've chose both of these groups and why we're working with them. And so again, just to reiterate the fact, there's a reason I'm bringing both of these groups on today, is because in the payment landscape that we're up against, a lot of point of sale companies are getting acquired. They are non-agnostic. You can't bring your own payments. And then in the smart terminal world, there's just not enough hardware because the smart terminals have been acquired. So I found two really good agnostic solutions. Again, Vivid POS for point of sale, and then AEVI for more of the smart terminal transactional merchants. And we're going to go through, again, quick demo of these products. We're going to set up demos that are going to be like an hour long, additional to this webinar. But again, keeping this webinar very much focused on the high level features, really what you guys are most likely interested in, and really how to make some money. And then again, at the end, we're going to leave it open for questions. As I mentioned before, chat them in or use the Q&A button to get those questions going. All right, so first, I'd like to introduce Alex Benjamin, who is here with AEVI. Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Thanks, Giuseppe. So just a quick background on AEVI. So AEVI specializes in in-person payments. We actually created the first smart terminal for the Central Bank of Australia. So if you don't know our name, most likely it's because we are a white label provider. And what's unique about us is we actually consolidate the entire value chain from both the hardware and software side of the business. And so what we've done specifically in partnership with Ovation is we've simplified that payments platform offering and offered an all-in-one solution that uses our software with an XAC terminal to provide you guys with a solution in the market that it's a quick and easy product, easy to resell, easy to consume, and most importantly, easily supported through our partnership with Ovation. And that's called the AEVI Starter Pack, and it's an all-in-one solution with a lightweight POS on the actual device.
So guys, this solution, before we have Alex jump into a few more of the features, again, this is a really good replacement, as I mentioned, for the Clover Flex, the Point terminal, really those all-in-one smart terminals, right? I need something that's cost-effective, the hardware is durable, but also it has a really good, suite of different applications that you can utilize for your point of sale needs or for your terminal needs. So I'll have Alex jump through some of those features right now.
Yeah, and that's some good context, Joey. And so this is your step into the smart terminal world. It's not a calculator. It's actually a solution for small business owners to effectively manage their business. What's nice about this solution is that there's inventory management, there's reporting, there's a web portal to manage their inventory. There's email and receipts capabilities, the texting receipts capabilities, and it's all white labeled. The solution is designed to be super easy for your small business owners to engage with. There's actual training videos built into the actual device. And so when you're actually thinking about using the AEVI product and selling it, they're literally turning on the solution, and there's a pre-populated enrollment code on the actual POS device, and it allows your users to essentially transact right away. And so you'll see these screenshots here, and we'll have a demo set up for a later date. But the user interface is super friendly, intuitive, and most importantly, it helps your business owners manage their business efficiently.
And Alex, what do you have for cash discount surcharge? Is that built into the native platform? Do they need to download another app? What does your app market look like? Kind of a few questions there.
Right. So the cash discount functionality is built into the POS application. So it allows you to do transaction cash discounts based on the basket items. So when your merchants are configuring the solution, they can configure it specifically within the POS application. There's no, let's say, third-party applications involved when implementing that type of solution. It's all done through the UI based on the POS application.
And for those resellers of ours, if you are looking at the pricing that we traditionally had for Point with cash discount, if you had, I think it was a $7 app, or Swipe Simple with cash discount, I don't know entirely. I know Clover Flex, depending on the partnership, has different pricing, but the pricing is very competitive. So reach out to me, Joey at Ovation CXM, and I can give you the pricing on both the software and then the hardware, and we'll give you some preferred partners that might work best for you in the case that you don't want to pay minimums, or you just want to sell a few without having to dive into a tougher agreement.
Perfect, Joey. And so, just to kind of build on the things of why it's the right time to sell, the AEVI Smart POS solution, is we obviously know there's a lot of legacy solutions out there that have been consolidated through acquisitions, through strategic partnerships, right? That leaves, essentially the agent base without a go-to product to sell that's meaningful to them and to their merchants. Secondly, from a support perspective, it's deeply integrated with Ovation CXM. This is a key part to supporting any smart device, any POS solution in the market, simply because this next level of product for these business owners requires some level of education, right? In order for them to actually, get the value out of it, it needs to be supported properly, and that's where the Ovation CXM partnership comes in. And it also is white label capable. So the actual POS application can be skinned with your colors and branding pretty easily in the back office. So when you onboard the solution, there'll be web portal access for the tenant in which you are selling under. And you can go in there and skin it red, green, blue on the actual keys. And you can upload your logo that represents your organization within the actual POS application, which is a nice, flavor to bring to the market, which currently doesn't exist, where you're representing other people's brands. During this sort of partnership with Ovation and obviously our strategic processing partners, we plan on introducing some unique marketing programs, right, to incentivize the selling of these terminals, because collectively, working together for the common purpose of activating more merchants is where everyone's invested interest is. And initially, we just have a lightweight solution that we're offering, which is essentially kind of our pilot program, right? But this actual solution graduates very well into software upgrades, in the sense that there's three different levels of the POS product. The POS product all has the same UI, but as you sort of graduate and as we release different software versions, these versions will be available to the same base of Ovation CXM customers with little to no sort of need from the merchant side to actually engage with a new potential product, right? It's going to happen on that same 7-inch device. We're just pushing out an update through our device management system. You guys can sell a larger recurring revenue option to them, and also you can sell obviously those additional features like scheduling and booking appointments. All those things will be available in the upgraded version. So this entry point is a great starting point to get comfortable with the program, but you absolutely can grow with the program as well as more versions of the software are made available in the coming months. And lastly, the built-in training videos. Experience is key to both AEVI's way of doing business and also Ovation CXM's way of doing business. So this partnership has really been optimized to deliver the ultimate experience. We obviously have, paths to supporting these merchants directly through the Ovation CXM platform. But like I mentioned previously, there's built-in training videos and knowledge bases that live on the actual device. So hopefully this will reduce, potential phone calls with your customers, where they can actually access this information on the actual device. So when you open up the application, you'll see this in the demo that we have at a later time. It actually is a YouTube how-to video on how to use the actual solution. So I would say it's very similar to the Square type of experience. That's our goal here. And that's the direction where we want to head into, to provide merchants with a reliable, consistent, and foolproof solution.
I have one in my hand. It feels sturdy. It isn't by any means. It doesn't feel delicate or light. The screen's big. Alex, some questions. So it works off Wi-Fi. I assume, does it work off Ethernet? Does it work off 4G cellular networks?
Yeah, so it is SIM capable. So if that's something that someone wants to kind of implement, that is something that has the option for the initial, let's say, pilot program with Ovation and rolling it out. It's Wi-Fi essentially enabled, right, for connectivity.
Got it. Awesome, guys. And so just remember, looking at some of the comments coming through, this is a smart terminal. Alex is not trying to compete with POS right now. He's not trying to build a point of sale that's going to go compete with Toast and Lightspeed. He's giving you a really versatile solution that's cost effective, that's easy to sell, that's good for SMB, right? It's hey, my merchant doesn't want to pay a lot in software. They don't want to pay a lot for all these different features. I kind of have a nice all-in-one that they can utilize with cash discount, surcharge built into the native platform. Some menu items, taxes. You can basically do everything within the portal, and then it has also receipt printer, but you can also do obviously the digital signature or email receipt. So again, look at this as the all-in-one smart terminal. I'm seeing a lot of point of sale questions coming through. Can you do X, Y, and Z? So as you mentioned, you can white label the experience. Depending on the payment partner you're working with, you can white label more, but we can talk more about that offline. Feel free to reach out to me again. It's the Joey at ovationcxm.com.
Right. And just to reiterate, AEVI as a company provides a payments platform that's both the device management and the payment application and payment gateway. So we are consolidating the entire value chain, unlike some of the other solutions out there that just specialize in hardware and then rely on third-party gateways to connect it. Everything's actually unified under the AEVI umbrella. And this is essentially just a productization of our platform. A lot of our customers go to market using our solutions to connect to ISVs for standalone payments, for omni-channel capabilities, you name it. This particular product is we partnered with the value-added application to be hosted on our platform. And this has been able to essentially be an entry point into the larger offering that we offer. So everything from the actual device to the payment application to the POS, it's all managed under one roof. And that's what we've been able to do to sort of consolidate, let's say, the effort of putting the pieces together to make it super easy for the next generation of sellers to sell, let's say, the point replacement or other products that exist in the market that fall into this category of a lightweight solution. TSYS Class B certified is something that this is focused on right now. We will potentially have other processors coming on later this year, but this particular product is focused on TSYS and the gateway functionality, the white label capabilities, how we've positioned it from a cost perspective is all geared around, focusing on small business owners, your cafes, your micro businesses, your food trucks. That's where this product really is best fit. It's not necessarily for full service hospitality. That's something that I believe Derek and Vivid are focused on, but this is your essentially graduation from dumb terminal to smart terminal and recurring revenue stream, right? That's the goal here, and that's how the product's positioned specifically for these micro merchants that are essentially using the classic terminals that want to graduate to something a little more sophisticated. And so it's not just a fancy Android device with a 7-inch screen. It's truly an all-in-one POS application that allows businesses to run their business more effectively that they otherwise wouldn't have. Because as we know, the actual payments business is commoditized from a pricing perspective. And this is your opportunity to provide a recurring revenue stream to your agent base and also, obviously provide some value as well.
Yeah, and AEVI's been around for a while. So they're newer in North America, but they've been around in Europe, right, Alex, and other areas of the world. So,
yep.
Again, this is their first rodeo. This is just their first integration with TSYS on North American soil. And then, of course, if you look at their team and their background, a lot of payment experts, individuals who've been in the field for a long time. So I have a lot of confidence in their team and their product.
Thanks, Joey. Yeah, and we go very deep from a verticalization perspective into different industries. This is kind of our horizontal approach to the market, right? providing a smart solution. So we have a lot of depth when it comes to payments expertise. We're a software first company, and this product hopefully is part of our evolution in the US to make things easy for our end customers.
Awesome, Alex. Well, thank you so much for joining today and giving us all this information. I will also email with the deck and recording Alex's contact information if you want to reach out or have any questions directly for him. Again, this product will be available with the Ovation CXM reseller channel that some of you are selling point and swipe symbol through. And then again, we also have other partnerships that you might be interested in the case that you don't want to pay minimums and you just want to sell a few to get going. And some payment partners that also white label the entire experience for you, not just the terminal, but the online dashboard and everything from there. So again, thanks again, Alex, and we'll get that information over to everyone else.
Perfect. Thanks for the opportunity.
And now we're going to jump over to Vivid, and I have Derek Hemme, who's the president, joining us today, along with Justine, who is the head of their partner channel, and she'll be doing a demo in a moment. But Derek, thanks for taking the time, and excited to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Giuseppe. It's a pleasure to be here. Hey everyone, my name is Derek Hemme. I'm the CEO of Vivid Commerce, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our point of sale solution called Vivid POS. So I'd like to start off with a little bit of background about why we launched a point of sale in the first place. I think we've all seen the shifting landscape of software companies taking payments in-house and ultimately cutting out their sales partners. And so too many times have we been seeing this happen, especially most recently with Vend Lightspeed and now Zuza. So trust me, I know it sucks when this happens. I've been in your shoes. I've had the rug personally pulled out from underneath us by trusted partners, and we'd be spending our own time and money growing these channels for them, only to have them flip on us, and in some cases even steal the very same merchants that we originally had referred over to them. So this is why we launched Vivid POS, to not only create a solution that protected Vivid from a repeat of the situation, but also to help companies like us and like all of you do the same thing. We wanted to protect the ISO model and really ensure that collectively we have the tools and technology to compete in today's market. So with that background, wanted to quickly go through a few highlights about the benefits of working with a company like Vivid. So firstly, as I spoke on before, we remain agnostic so that you can utilize and sell Vivid POS with your own MID. So we offer a few different partnership programs that consist of varying levels of engagement and responsibilities. So that way it allows you to work with us in a way that you feel comfortable with. Secondly, staying competitive with software companies with proprietary payments. So the Toast, Lightspeed, Squares of the world. Our solution will allow you to go toe-to-toe with some of these companies and really give you the best possible chance of winning business against them. Lastly, also adopting a point of sale like Vivid can really open up new revenue channels for you that you might not have had access to before, whether it be because you didn't have the right solution to utilize, or maybe you didn't have the experience or the knowledge with certain verticals. So that's where Vivid will come in. We can help you in both categories to really ensure that you can grow a successful revenue generating channel. And then also regarding retention, utilizing Vivid can also help you maintain and keep your existing merchant base. These accounts might be growing and evolving with their technology needs. And instead of having them go and seek out another solution, you can have one in-house ready to go before it gets to that point.
And just so for this channel, so you guys know, with the Ovation CXM reseller channel, that's where you can sell AEVI through. For Vivid, you can go direct to Derek and his team, and they can set up a reseller relationship based on if you're bringing your own payments, based on really what what your situation is, whether you're an agent or like a full-on ISO or a bank. So again, you can reach out to Derek directly, and I'll make sure to give out again his contact information. Next slide, Derek.
Yep. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our specialty verticals, or the verticals that we shine in. Hospitality in general, I'll say, but really the more popular ones that we're seeing are full service and QSR. And full service you can break into like more casual dining, but you can also scale into like fine dining, where they're looking at exact seating and coursing and that type of stuff. So full service definitely is one of our biggest verticals. QSR is an easy one for us. We've got different scales of hardware, which I'll talk about on the next page, that will allow you to kind of put a simple all-in-one station on the countertop. And then one of our fastest growing verticals over the last year has definitely been retail. And so we've launched a lot of new retail capabilities. We're seeing a lot in like the smoke shop, vape shop, CBD realm, but really all kinds of retail we can handle. So those are kind of the main verticals that we're able to handle at the moment.
And one of the things is that they do have a nationwide implementation and support team. I know that's one of the questions coming through. And then Derek, for your FSR solution, you guys do have integrations with the mobile delivery apps and the food apps. I saw some questions around that. They also have online ordering. They have a native platform there where the merchant can build their own online portal, so they don't have to use a third party. And then they can also, again, as I mentioned, do delivery, takeout, and then third-party apps.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So here, talking a little bit about hardware, we can work on iOS and Android right now. So we originally started on iPads, but we have recently launched into different Android stations, including the PAX suite, as well as Advanced Mobile Payments, or AMP for short. So I think a lot of you probably work with PAX already. So the A80s and the A920s are great for their terminals. And then for that all-in-one larger format, like QSR type setup, we can utilize the E700s or the E800s. Also one not listed here, but we recently launched, is the E600 Mini, which is it's very similar to the Point form factor. So it's got that dual screen device. AMP is going to be really great for the larger restaurants. You can see it here in the bottom right. It's kind of your larger format screen. There's also a lot of peripherals that we can connect via USB. So we like that because then there's a lot less point of failures for network connections. Everything's just connected into that main station. And there will be iterations of the bridge, what we call the bridge, which is that large screen there, coming out. So you'll see this one, which actually has a customer screen mounted on the back. And then they're going to come out with a few different models or variations of this bridge that are either lower profile or maybe don't have the customer screen. So those will be coming soon.
And for those who know, like Ovation CXM, we still have our nationwide field service team, and we've actually replaced and installed Vivid POS in place of Micro, Slow, Hot, Toast, Lightspeed, and we've had great success. And so the merchants are really happy. They're typically paying a lot less. They can have a better payment relationship, and they obviously get a really versatile solution. And then obviously the hardware here is really, really nice as well. Want me to go next slide?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. And before we jump into the demo, Derek, I just have a quick question. A few quick questions I want to nail real quickly. I know you guys have gift cards available. Obviously, there's things for additional fees. At top level, before we go into the demo, also, is there anything else that you'd say any other third parties you guys are working with to drive success with, whether there be retail clients or restaurant clients?
Sure.
Outside of the native platform?
Yeah, well, I'll touch on real quick, we've built a lot in-house that some companies would outsource to a third party. So your gift card programs, your loyalty programs, your online ordering, that's all in-house, native to the platform. So you're not having to go add on different modules. As far as third party integrations, I would say maybe one of the more popular ones would be the delivery app integrations. So we work with a platform that kind of acts as a middleware, and it can integrate with hundreds of different delivery apps and bring them right into the point of sale. So I think that would be a popular one. One that we're working on now, which we get a lot of requests for, is payroll. So utilizing a third party for payroll, that's going to be on the roadmap. We currently in-house do clock in, clock out, and time reports and all that. It's just that final step of actually initiating payment to the staff is where we're working on.
Yep, and
And
from
then
what I
think,
know from Vivid
yeah.
too, I was going to say, Derek, you guys can also white label the
Mhm.
solution for groups if they really want to. Obviously, that's a much higher fee and a much more dynamic relationship. But if they're just selling the Vivid POS product, I know that you guys were thinking about probably building like memberships as well, like, or have you guys thought of salon and spa? I know we're getting a lot of questions on that. I know, and Alex, feel free to jump in here, but I know AEVI does have a salon and spa scheduling feature. Is that right? I don't think Vivid does today. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah, the upgraded version of the register application does offer scheduling capabilities, which will be available in the next quarter.
Okay, thank you, Alex. And for Derek, is that something that your product team is thinking about building, or is it just something you're staying away from for now?
It's in discussion. We definitely have the memberships capability, which is a really cool feature. As far as actually scheduling, it's in discussion, but kind of TBD on if we decide to roll that out.
Yep, and you guys have multi-location capabilities. I know that you have another point of sale that's for like let's say if you have like 50 plus locations, but for this one particularly, can you do 3, 5, 10 locations? Is that fairly comfortable?
Yeah, we have full enterprise capabilities as far as rolling up to master, logins, and all locations feed into the same reports, and even inventory. You can move inventory between locations. So yeah, we can handle multi-location.
Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I know, Justine, you're going to take over. So I'll let you know when I see your screen. And let me know if you have any questions or any issues.
All right, thank you guys. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. And thank you for Joey for allowing us to be here today.
And I do see your screen, just confirm. So you are good to go.
Awesome. All right. All right, guys, we're going to just go through a quick run through today. I am absolutely available for full hour-long demos. Any questions you may have, back office portal, front POS, how they communicate together, any of those add-on pieces, things like the online ordering, how it all connects. So we can certainly dive in deeper to that at a later date. For now, I just want to show you a couple features here and give you the interface. Just to log in here, we'll see we have a bunch of different service areas. We have lots of different ways that we can lay it out based upon your business, what the types of areas that you would need. They do have some different functionality as well. Things like starting off in the bar, we can pre-auth the credit card. That's a great feature. We'll also pull the name from the credit card, save that information for you. Anything takeout, delivery, things like that, we'll pull the addresses, any information that needs to be associated. So those all work in different ways. And then just to give you a look here at our interface, we have our menu all built here. As you can see, we can do photos or different color tabs. You can really lay it out to be exactly, what you need for your business, what your staff wants to see when they're looking at the screens here. Just to show you a couple options. Obviously, this is a restaurant demo that we're looking at here. We can kind of mix the two, retail and restaurant, together if we need to. We can build this menu out however is applicable. This one in particular has something like laser tag, so you can kind of mix those things together based on your environment. We also can add merch to it. And then we also can just be completely separate, right? So if you're a restaurant, if you're quick serve, if you are just fully retail, we do have the capability, and we can kind of, manipulate the templates to be either. Okay, just to show you a couple things here in terms of ordering. We've had these couple functions come up a lot recently, so I wanted to make sure to show them. One of them being a weighted option. So we do have a scale that we can use. In this instance, it's weighted wings, right? Enter in how many pounds of the wings that you're selling. We're going to just manually enter it in here because I don't actually have the scale in order to weigh it. But you can do it either way. You can actually have the real scale and weigh it, or we can enter in the quantity and the weight to add that right to our ticket. So if you see how that works there, now obviously you can do different types of weight and set it up however you need. So that's one option there. We also always deal with modifiers. Really, in almost any environment, we can apply these modifiers to really build up the order in the way that we need it to, right? They can be forced or they can be optional. And then we can also do things like these sort of pre-options, right? The extra light, remove, things like that. And that way we can really be specific about building up the order in the way that we want to. If we want to say something on the side, what have you. And we'll see it all list out that way on the ticket. just to show you a couple options like that there. So tons of different ways we can build it out however you need to. The system has a lot of functionality that's great for restaurant, and then also can be applied to the retail environment. Another thing I like to talk about is our customer database. We have a really great customer management option, and you can really utilize it in a lot of different ways. As you see here, we also have a rewards option. So, you can be earning rewards that you can use in the business, dollars spent versus, how much you're earning. We can see and kind of track that information. We can also edit that information to retain your customers, give them something back. So we really use this often. And whether or not you're using the rewards program, you're still going to get this full-on customer database, which is really, I think, of benefit to any business. Who's in your business? What are they spending? We can take notes upon the customer. We can set up a house account, allow the customer to charge if you want to allow certain customers to do that. We can take deposits under their profile. We can see any notes, previous orders, saved cards. So tons of things you can do here within the customer database that can be really super beneficial to the business. Okay, I'm going to just jump back over to our order that we were placing here is to show you. I know we had talked a little bit about the dual pricing, cash discounting. We do run that natively in our system. Whatever type of program it is that they would rather run, we can do either. In this instance, if you see here, we are running the dual pricing here. So if you see down on the bottom, excuse me, the green box and the red box are going to show our cash and card pricing. So we can be really clear about seeing what those differences are right here on the screen. It's already calculating it properly for us. If we were to print this as a check, we would also see it listed out that way. So that way it's very clear this is the cash price versus this is the card price. In a cash discount situation, we would not see it listed that way. We would have one total. And when you choose the button of cash, that's when it will trigger this is a cash discount and subtract that value from your receipt. Okay, so we can run it either way. We do it all the time. Almost every account really is utilizing this. It's of so much benefit to the merchant and to the business to be saving that value. So just go ahead and show you that. We have tons of different options of things that we can offer. Another option within here would be on the retail side. We do have the inventory tracking. I can show you that just kind of briefly here on this. If we do have items that we're going to be tracking, you'll see down in the bottom right-hand corner of these items, there is a number. That's how many of this item we have, right? We do have the ability to make adjustments to that. So if we ever did need to update those numbers, we can from the front end or also from the back end. And then you'll also see that as we sell, now we are counting down that number. So it's taking it in real time. It is inventory tracking those numbers. As you can see also on here, I'm touching the screen to select the items. That is something that we do more in the restaurant or quick serve environment versus if this was a full-on retail environment, we'd probably be using barcode scanning. We can associate the barcode and the UPC number to the item. Just scan away, it'll pop the items right onto the ticket here. You can then also use a combination of both things. You may have product you don't want to put a label on that you can just touch the screen like we are now and go ahead and add those items on. So tons of different ways that we can kind of utilize these features, put items onto the ticket and quickly move through the transaction. Okay, that's just a couple quick features just to show you the kind of ordering screen. As you can see on the side menu, we have tons of different other options available to you right here on the front end of your POS. Things like coupons, reporting, cash management to open and close your registers. So tons of options here. And then we also have the full back office portal that allows for, input of all of these functions, creating different buttons, different discounts, things like that, tracking all your inventory, adding all the items to your menu, tons of great reporting. So lots available back there as well. Again,
Hey, Justine, keep the screen on too while we go through questions, because maybe you can show some as we go through them.
Yeah,
absolutely. But guys, just at a high level here real fast, one thing to keep in mind, right, as we talked about earlier, is the AEVI solution is that quick sale. I can get it in there. They need a terminal. They need to have some functionality. Vivid POS is more of it's a sales process, right? You have to do implementation, good training, support. If you're a point of sale company that says it's plug and play, you're an idiot. I've worked with every single point of sale company almost in the last 10 years, and none of them are plug and play. It's not because they're not good solutions. It's just because the merchant environment is not built for just, you know, plug and play, right? It's all, every merchant environment is different from the other. Some need cabling, some need access points, some need better Wi-Fi, some want to have guest Wi-Fi, some don't. There's just different little complexities that make it difficult, and you need professionals to go in there and really survey what it looks like, what the implementation looks like. If you're trying to force a solution like this into the door, it's not going to work, and you're just going to look like an idiot. No offense, but that's literally how most of the salespeople I've seen that just try to force POS in there. It's just, this is a thoughtful sale. You have to go through it, but you can win really good merchants with it. This is not the 25K a month merchant. This is the $250 to $1 million a month merchant. They have enough features and functionality to really handle that, right? Especially with the reservations tab, the ordering online, the QR payments. You can do the cash discount, dual pricing. It's all very unique to see this many features in an agnostic point of sale. And I am getting questions about the white label solution. Again, you can reach out to Derek and ask about white label options. They're more expensive. It's a more dynamic relationship. And while it does cost money, it's probably 10x, 100x even less expensive than trying to build a point of sale yourself. Believe me when I say that. There is so much that goes into building a point of sale. Even when you work with groups like Square, who have built buildings since, probably 2010 or 9, even then they still don't have all the features, right? It just shows you how difficult it is and how expensive it is. So you can really lean into these groups that focus on what you're good at, and that's selling payments, right? Let AEVI be that one-stop shop. I can go in there, I can leave it there and get them, submit a payment application. Let Vivid be, hey, I have a larger merchant that's doing processing, and they have they have more needs in what they want from software, whether it be just the reporting, whether it be, understanding their business a little bit better from a loyalty perspective. That's where you need to have a real sale, but you can lean into their team. Justine and her team will do demos for you. They'll actually do selling for you. So just bring them into the conversation. If you have a partnership with them, they will help you close that deal. And that is more valuable. And I will say, and everybody can laugh at me, but that is more valuable than any damn processing relationship that you have right now. The amount of idiots I see come through every single day saying, "Oh, I already have my own processors I work with. They're great." It's like, great. They don't provide you any solutions. What, they let you sell Clover? Great. If you're really good at selling terminals and that's what you do, awesome. Then I completely respect that, because you can make a lot of money doing that. But if you think you're going to be able to sell point of sale, and you go out there and you just don't have a processor that's actually backing you up, you don't have an ISV like Vivid POS that's actually backing you up, you're not going to do well. I've just seen it day after day of so many groups try this, and it's just, they try to force POS in there, and they really need a group that actually cares about the customer service and cares about the implementation. So definitely reach out to these groups. Let's go through a few more questions. Do we have partners with Vivid back office login? Yep. So with Vivid and AEVI, you'll have different options for back office login. Vivid will have more of a dynamic where you can go in there and you can see your customer's portal, as well as they can log in and see their customer's portal. AEVI depends on really how much access you get, but through the Ovation CXM platform, you'll be able to go in there and at least see enough about your merchant and what what the most current tickets are, or support issues are. We got a lot of questions on like virtual terminal too. So the way I would answer this is I would say, Alex, right? Like, you guys don't have a virtual terminal that comes along with AEVI. But Derek, do you guys have I don't think you guys have a virtual terminal that comes along with the Vivid POS. You'd have to have a different product. What's kind of your answer there?
With tied into the point of sale product, not today, but that is something that's already in the works and will be launched soon. There will be a card not present option within the back office.
And then the split payments, I saw a question on, but they definitely can do split payments on this. That's fairly easy.
I'll show you this.
Yeah, so we can split the ticket in a ton of different, bunch of different ways. You can kind of just split it right over evenly, or select certain items to move over. Just to show you that quickly, they can then all act independently. You can add to any of them, close any of them out. But for actual payment, yes, you can split the payment however you need to. If you wanted to do some in cash, some in card, however you need to split it is no problem.
Any other questions? I'm just trying to go through some that we missed. You guys saw the hardware, you saw the software. And yes, the support team is handled by Vivid directly. They have a really good customer care team in general. So I like to separate support in the POS world. You have customer care, and then you have technical support, right? So the technical support team is 24/7. Customer care is mostly during business hours and falls over. But in technical support is, I have a problem, I'm down, I need help. Customer care is, hey, I want to add these features. I want to know more about these features. So very, very easy for, for their team to help with that. And again, with Justine's team is they'll do demos for you. They'll do demos for the merchant. They'll help you, you'll help you close the merchant. You can have a referral relationship with them. You can have like a reseller relationship. So you can get, you can make it however you want. If you're just really good, again, at selling payments and you don't want to jump into that point of sale world, but you have a lot of point of sale opportunities, then maybe a referral relationship would be better. Or if you're like, you know what, I am really good at selling point of sale. I want to make more money on it. I want to own the full, pie of revenue. Then that's more of a reseller relationship, which you can obviously establish with them. Let's see, other questions. Yeah, so how are things boarded? Good question. With AEVI, you just submit a work order to our team, and then we will board it in real time. And then I believe the hardware will be from TPG Phoenix Group. With Vivid, again, it's a little bit more thoughtful of a, let's just say, of an experience of like going through the actual site survey, like making sure they understand what hardware they want, what software they need. And once they've identified that, then the Vivid team will help with the onboarding. It's not a quick, just go in there and load them up, load their bar sheet into the system and they're good to go. Of course, they need a little bit more of a training, where AEVI, you can probably get away with like a 30 to 40 minute training, right? So, and you can do that remotely. Vivid, they have done a lot of remote installs, but they can also use the field service team if there's cabling, hardware setup, network setup, things that are a little bit, tougher for the merchant to do on their own. But again, with the AEVI product, you're probably going to be able to, board them within, pretty instantly with submitting a work order, and then you'll be able to train them even yourself. I mean, you guys got pretty good at training on smart terminals without paying for it. Just train them yourself with a 30-minute phone call. And both products, so the Vivid POS and AEVI are compatible with TSYS. And I think TSYS is preferred. Is that right for both of you?
Yeah.
It's just the easiest. They get the most features. There's less issues with the cash discount, bill pricing, everything like that. So again, they prefer TSYS, and it's bring your own processing. And then if you are an agent or a one-off, you can work with Derek directly. They do have some payment options for you as well. Yes, and so Vivid will offer remote installs, remote trainings. And then our team will do that for AEVI as well. You don't need to do in on-site. Again, typically when it's over like one station or two stations, we would like to do a site survey, make sure that the merchant's ready to go, because the last thing you want to do, again, is just send them over the hardware and say, good luck, it'll never go live, right? It's pretty interesting to see in the last years of doing implementation for so many different point of sale. We found this study that like, if you send out hardware to a merchant, even if it's a smart terminal, and you don't do a real scheduled, let's say, onboarding, the hardware will sit there for 8 weeks without being touched, because merchants are just not like they're intimidated, but they don't want to do it themselves. So they kind of want someone to help walk them through it. So it's always good to schedule ahead of time. Other questions? And that seems to be it for the Vivid team, or from Alex at AEVI. Any other comments based on these questions, or based on today's webinar?
For us, I think it's just making sure we distribute our contact information and demo links and all that after this call. We'd be happy to set up meetings or informational calls with anybody that'd like to learn more about Vivid.
Yeah,
Hey
and
guys, my
likewise
email's
on
right
my
there.
side, I can provide a spec sheet. I know I went over some high-level details of the POS functionality, but we can let you know specifically what features and function are available in this solution.
And guys, feel free to email me, joey@ovationcxm.com. Again, I'll send the email with the recording, the deck, as well as we'll have 2 scheduled demos in the next week that will be an hour long. We're going to do live sessions, maybe over LinkedIn or YouTube. We'll do a live demo. So people can even ask any questions there, but I'll be like an hour-long demo of each solution, so we can really dive into the nitty-gritty of all the different features. Again, joey@ovationcxm.com. Let us know if you have any questions. Really appreciate you all joining today. It's been great, just getting to learn more about these products. I'm really excited that these products are available. These are definitely products that a lot of you need right now. So again, reach out if you have any questions, and we will see you all soon.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye, guys.